Hey everyone, Graham from Loudwire here with the one and only Nergal from Behemoth. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate your
Cheers.
time. Awesome. So you're playing the Satanist in full on this
Yes.
tour. I think it's absolutely the band's magnum opus, a real masterpiece.
Thank you.
You've been touring this record all over the world, playing it back to front to back rather. Has this been the most rewarding tour of your
Yes.
career? Absolutely,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, totally. And the coolest thing is to see that we come up. I mean, like it's the third year into the Satanist cycle.
Yeah.
And we're coming back, and we just did Europe with Abath, and that was like the most attended tour ever for us, the biggest
Yeah.
tour, like the absolutely amazing. And it was, in a way, it was risky because we've never done that, full album concept in our career.
Sure.
And usually, what bands do, they just, they basically they cash on their back catalog, and they just, cash on their on the sentiment
Sure.
of people, because people want to hear the songs from 20 or 30 years back, And I remember talking to a friend of mine, and he's like, "See, you play your newest record in full, and Morbid Angel plays Covenant, and so on, so on."
Yeah.
So I'm like, it made me think, like, that's cool, That means that we are doing just the right thing nowadays. Not like, I obviously, I have all the respect in the world to what we did in '96 and
Sure.
2002, but this is our peak. This is like our momentum. This is the best period in this band's history, and we are just making statement with this tour and with this record.
Beautiful, yes. And you've said in the past, I think it was about a year ago, that you didn't want to follow up this record unless you came up with something as good or better.
Yeah.
So, in that time, are there any ideas that are floating around in your head?
Yeah. First, I need to finish my,
Kind of bluegrass
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
you're doing?
yeah. I need to do that just to get balance in my head,
Sure.
and then I can come up with something that's gonna be like more radical and crazy. But just to, there's no new songs created yet, but I remember we just warming up in before the show in South Africa, in Cape Town, and instead of like just warming up the songs, just bring like new ideas, started like backstage, just
Yeah.
playing some beats, to like new riffs and stuff, and I can't really say what it's gonna sound like. Oh, in the end of the day, it always sounds like Behemoth, even if we're just using like different means and so on. But I'm getting excited, and I think it's building up very slowly, but it's building up. Yeah.
Great.
But there's nothing more I can say than this now.
Sure. Just the sparks of a few new things.
Yeah,
perhaps,
yeah. And then let's see. Let's just give it time, and let's just not rush. I mean, art is the last thing that should be rushed, right?
Yes.
It should just be. It should be just a stream of like genuine energy that's just leaving your system, and not something that's dictated by the contract managers or anticipation of fans that say, "Hey, we need a new record." Fuck you. There's no record until we feel that this is time for a new record.
Yes.
Not that we are disrespecting our fans,
No, of course
nothing
not.
like that. But they know and they do understand that we have to be happy with the outcome first, right?
Absolutely, yes. And I think one of the things about Behemoth's music that makes it realer, heavier, more intense is your use of Latin in the songs. And I know that you...
Latin, right?
Latin,
Yeah.
yes.
Different languages actually.
Yeah.
Ancient languages.
A bunch of different languages. I know that in your book you were talking about how growing up you really enjoyed just learning new languages just for the fun of it.
Yeah.
How did you get the inspiration to put these languages into your music?
I don't know. It would just organically come together, And I've always been like, just searching around, just trying to find like new inspirations, and languages, happen to be one of the, the best tools to express myself. And obviously, English is number one language, but as you know, we incorporate some, Polish, some Latin, some ancient Greek, some languages that are based on numerology as well, some crazy shit, some magical stuff, that we got help from Christopher Azarevich, who's my dear friend, and he's also Behemoth's co-writer. So he came up with some really crazy and magical, you know, stuff. So it just made this our concept even more, you know, multidimensional and more advanced in many ways, and just
Yeah, for sure. Now, your book was written in such a unique way. Your friends kind of dictating the pace, asking you questions, really grilling you on your personal beliefs. I imagine when someone's writing a memoir themselves, they may have a little battle in their head of what to include, what not to include.
Yeah.
Maybe some things that are dark in their lives that they don't want to rehash. Was being forced to confront these subjects sort of freeing?
Yeah, I mean, like, I think the whole concept of this book was just to to get something out of my system, basically, you know. And it wasn't really the check. It was my need that,
Yes.
you know, told me to do that, you know, to go for it and to just release it. And the coolest thing about it is that that's why we did succeed, was that because it was like 100% genuine and sincere, and there was no bullshit, no gimmicks, it wasn't like building my own monument, you know, just how cool I am or whatever,
Right.
you know, because there's a lot of uncool stuff in that book as well, you know what I mean? And I had to admit that, you know, I had to look in the mirror and said, okay, that was not the most glorious moment of my life, you know, but it was part of who I am now, so I should really like respect every fucking bit of it, you know. So that's what this book is, and that's why it's selling really well.
Oh,
and,
good.
and we got like a lot of good reviews, you know. I never had like a bad comment about it. So, and it's also, yeah, it's just, you know, straight up, you know, honest language. There's, yeah, I like it, you know. I mean, it's been a couple of years now, and but every now and then I just open it at like some random page and
Yeah.
just read, and I'm like, I'm still kind of happy with it, you know
That's
what
good.
I mean?
Yeah.
I'm happy, I'm proud of it.